life before the bus. I must say that there are many, many days where I miss it. And before you get your pennies all in a bunch, just hear me out. So, for starters, I do miss having that traditional kitchen setup. Just the ample space and just instant, setup and action that comes along with having a traditional stove, traditional oven, things of that sort. I miss my cabinet space, my counter space. I miss just everything that comes along with the traditional kitchen, the traditional setup. I also just miss the layout of the traditional apartment or house, especially from our previous one. I miss the space and the layout and the privacy. Well, the privacy that I did have because my daughters were still in my space, even though we had more of it. But I miss the space. I do. I miss the air conditioning. I miss the heat, just the traditional style. Not that we don't have air and heat now, but I miss just shopping for furniture that I know will fit inside of the house, an apartment. I miss just turning my key, coming into something that is mine in a sense. Not really because I'm renting it, but I don't know. It just hit different sometimes than the bus. I miss the routines, the almost normal flow, I guess, of our everyday lives. I miss just making tea and coming to sit on the couch with my girls, and I guess it's part of the routine. And like I said, not that I can't do similar things now, but I miss long hot showers. I miss, I don't know, just all of it, just everything, almost everything that comes along with a traditional lifestyle. Now, one thing that I don't miss is feeling like I'm working to live and living to work, or just going through the whole like motion of how can I put it, like almost being on eggshells on, okay, like what if the landlord raises the rent, what if something happens with my job, just things of that sort. I don't miss that. I don't miss the bills or sometimes the noisiness of the neighbors or feeling stuck in a sense. Like, I don't miss those things. Now, when it comes to our current lives, our partially off-grid lives, our life in the woods, I love the peace, the serenity, just like I said, not having so many bills, not feeling stuck. We can kind of just up and move around. I just love the fact that the bus is mine. Now, I'm not saying nothing can't happen to it, but it's mine. I'm not worried about rent or anything of that sort. It's pretty much, it's more of a free lifestyle, a more free lifestyle, because like I said, I didn't like the fact that I felt like I was just working to live, living to work, and the day that I miss a day of work, take a mental health break or something, that's just money from my pockets, and I have to make sure that I have every coin in my pocket to pay the rent or pay the light bill or pay this or pay that. So like some days I sit and I'm like, you know what? I'm never going back to traditional living. Like, that's just not what I want. And other days I sit back and I'm like, wait a minute. Like, maybe I do want to go back, just in a different way. I feel like I'm really just maneuvering through each season of my life. Like, wherever God takes me, I'm just rolling with it. And within each season, I'm just creating a different type of peace or joy or happiness, no matter, like I said, no matter which season of life that I'm in. Now, with both lifestyles, there were many, many challenges. Even to this day, there are many challenges that come about and things that you wouldn't even think are possible. I know that one of the most hardest days of our lives since we've been living this non-traditional off-grid lifestyle was the day that we ran out of diesel. We were very low on funds. I think that same day we noticed a slow leak in our tire and we got ran off from Lowe's parking lot. Now, I might have my time frame kind of off. I know a lot did happen within one day, but there were also other times that things kind of happened within that same week. But those were very challenging times. But I also remember being in a traditional apartment and my car broke down and I had just moved into a house and the rent was due and bills were due, and I tried to ask my landlord, hey, can I pay you on the 7th because this is what's going on. I try to keep it professional and be honest about everything, and it was somewhere that I could afford, so that wasn't the case. It just that everything in between, as far as getting back and forth to work, Uber was probably between $40 and $80 one way. It just was a lot of things out of my control. And I brought it to the landlord's attention. Mind you, we had just moved in and she didn't want to hear anything. She was like, you know what? I don't want your money. No, you can't pay me on the 7th. Rent is due on the 1st. You know that because you read the lease. So I want y'all out. And that was very hard because it's not just me that I have to think about. It's me and I have two children. And that's one thing that I think people don't know. I haven't spoke on many things because out of respect for my daughters mainly. I'm not really ashamed of the things I've went through because I truly believe that everything happens for a reason. But a lot of things I have not spoke on I have not spoke on as far as my recent past goes out of respect for my daughters. So when people, tell me, hey, y'all should just go back to living traditionally, go back to doing this, get a job, do this, do that, they don't know the full story to just say that. And so many things that I take into consideration, but they might not know because they don't know our lives. They don't know what all we have been through when we were living a quote unquote traditional lifestyle. And I give them grace because they might not know. But that's why, like I say, I'm just kind of rolling with wherever God takes me and dealing with the challenges as they come about, and knowing that as long as I am here and breathing, I can change my lifestyle at any point. We can stay on the bus forever. We can go back to traditional living. We can kind of balance out, both and have the best of both worlds. It's just so many different unlimited options that we can choose from, that I can choose from. And anything that I do, I try my best to have my daughters at the forefront of my mind. Now, I have teenagers. Well, I have 3 children, but I have 2 teenage girls who live with me. So they are not going to always agree with everything. I know that. And I'm okay with that. But at the end of the day, as long as I have those open, honest conversations with myself, with them, with my mom, because she's in this life journey with me as well, and of course with God, even though He knows, but of course with God, I feel like everything will work out. So, like I said at the beginning, I know that I'm not bound to the bus. We're not bound to the bus. We're not bound to off-grid lifestyle. But right now, we're just in a space where we're just trying to figure out what's the next best move. What does that look like? What do we really want for our future? What are our goals for 2026? What are the goals for just this new month in general? So many things to think about, so many things to just consider, and so many conversations that we need to have with the Lord. But in the midst of everything, I am grateful. I'm grateful for just life itself. Grateful for the courage to just live it authentically and experience new things, no matter if people agree or not. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to God just for my strength to endure everything that I've been through, no matter which season of life I was in. And I'm just so excited just to share this next chapter with you all. There are so many things that are coming up, exciting things that I really would like to share today, But I'm learning not to share so prematurely, so we'll just cross those bridges when we get there. But I hope you guys enjoy this 2025 recap and just relive these memories with me. And I'm super excited to share with you all where God is taking us in this new season. In 2026, it's going to be amazing.